Let's be honest. If there's one muscle that almost every man wants to develop to the max, it's the chest.
Why?
Because a good pec not only gives you strength, it gives you presence. That feeling of carrying your chest upright, full, with volume, it's just powerful. Now, the problem is that most train the chest as if it's just a flat muscle, and it's not. It has three portions that need different stimuli, and if you don't work them well, the result is that typical unbalanced chest, with flat, shapeless parts and without that powerful look we all want. And this is where science comes into play. Today I'm going to show you the only 6 exercises you really need to build a perfect chest. No more endless routines full of useless exercises. Just the ones that work, the ones that will give you visible, fast and lasting results. And yes, you won't have to do them all on the same day. So stick around, because at the end I'll show you how to combine them into a smart routine, what mistakes to avoid, and how to progress week by week to make your chest your best cover letter. Now then, before I show you the exercises, let me tell you something that almost no one tells you, and that is one of the biggest mistakes most people make in the gym. The pec is not just a simple muscle that you can pump up by doing only flat bench presses. Far from it. In fact, the pec is divided into 3 main regions. The upper part, which gives that full look just below the collarbones. The middle part, which gives thickness and volume to the center of the chest. And the lower part, which defines the separation line between the chest and the abdomen, giving it that athletic finish that makes all the difference. The problem? Many people just do the same thing. Flat bench presses, maybe some push-ups, and little else. Result, an unbalanced pec. Volume in one area, but gaps in others. And of course, it's very difficult to achieve that full chest that looks good from any angle, with or without a t-shirt. That's why it's key to understand that each of these 3 zones needs different stimuli. And this is where exercise selection makes all the difference. If you choose the right ones, you can achieve harmonious, proportional and aesthetic development. If you don't, you'll end up being one more of those who train chest all week and don't achieve visible results. But don't worry, because in this video I'm going to show you exactly what exercises you should do to avoid making that mistake. Let's go with the first one. Let's start with the upper part of the pectoral, the one that shapes the upper part of the chest, just below the collarbone. When it's well worked, it's noticeable even with a t-shirt on, and it gives you that full chest look that many are looking for. Exercise 1. Incline bench press. The incline bench press is, without argument, the most effective exercise for activating and developing the upper pec.
Why?
Because by raising the back of the bench between 30 and 45 degrees, we change the angle of thrust and bring the focus directly to the clavicular part of the muscle. Plus, this exercise allows you to progress in load, which is critical for hypertrophy. The stronger you get here, the more muscle mass you'll gain. And the best part, you can do it with barbell, dumbbells, or machine, depending on your level or your goals. With barbell, you can carry more weight, ideal for increasing strength. With dumbbells, you have more freedom of movement and also work the stabilizer muscles, in addition to being able to correct imbalances between one side and the other. And with a machine, you have more control, perfect if you're just starting out or if you're looking to isolate the muscle more. Now, watch your technique. Adjust the bench between 30 and 45 degrees. If you tilt it too much, the work goes to the shoulders. Scapular retraction is always active. Pull your shoulder blades together to protect your shoulders and focus the work on the pectoralis. Lower the weight in a controlled manner until your arms are parallel to the ground or a little lower. If you don't get there, you're losing some of the stimulus. Push up without locking your elbows and always keep tension on the muscle, don't bounce. My recommendation: do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, with 1 to 3 minutes rest between sets. Use a challenging weight, but do not compromise technique. Always quality before quantity. And now that you've activated the upper chest well with a weight-bearing exercise, let's go with a body weight exercise that complements it perfectly. Exercise 2. Declined push-ups. Yes, push-ups. But not just any push-ups. Decline push-ups. This exercise is brutal to keep stimulating the upper pectoral from another angle, and best of all, you don't need anything more than your body and an elevated surface. What it consists of: place your feet on a bench, chair, or platform, and rest your hands on the floor, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. As your feet are higher than your head, your body leans down, which completely changes the angle of work and recruits more of your upper pecs. But beware, it's not just about doing reps for the sake of doing reps. Form is everything. Keep the body in a straight line from heels to head. Activate your core, don't let your hips sag or your glutes rise. Lower down in a controlled manner until your chest is about to touch the floor. Then, push up hard without losing your posture. Are you a beginner? Do the version with your feet less elevated or support your knees. Are you advanced? Put a weighted backpack, a disc on your back, or increase the incline by raising your feet higher. You can even play with the tempo. Go down in 3 seconds, pause, then go up explosively. That takes the stimulus to the next level. Common mistakes: letting the back arch or the hips drop, pulling the shoulders up toward the ears. This activates the trapezius, not the chest. Not lowering low enough, losing tension in the muscle. Do 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions. If you can do more than 15 without effort, it's time to up the difficulty. And here's a pro tip. If you do the incline press first and then the decline push-ups, you'll take advantage of the muscles pre-fatigue, making it work much harder with just your own weight. Now, with these 2 exercises, you have everything you need to build a powerful, well-rounded and strong upper chest. But we're still left with the center chest, and that's where many routines fail. We now move on to the mid-chest, that central part of the chest that gives volume, shape and definition. You know that thick, full, shapely chest effect when you're wearing a tight t-shirt? You get it here, working this area as it should. Exercise 3. Openings. Lunges, also known as flies, are a classic and fundamental exercise for isolating the pec. Unlike the press, which is a compound exercise, flies focus exclusively on stretching and contracting the chest, without the triceps or shoulders stealing the spotlight. Why are they so effective? Because they generate brutal tension in the stretch phase, just when the arms are wide open. And that stretching under tension is one of the most powerful stimuli to provoke hypertrophy, as it creates small muscle microinjuries that the body repairs with more muscle mass. How to do them right? Lie on a flat bench with a dumbbell in each hand. Start with your arms extended across your chest and your elbows slightly bent. From there, open your arms in an arc, as if you were hugging a giant tree. When you feel that intense stretch in your chest, stop for a second, and then contract hard to return to center. Tip: the elbows should never be fully extended, either on the way down or on the way up. Always with a slight bend to keep the tension in the muscle and not in the elbow joint. You can do openings with dumbbells, which give you maximum freedom of movement. Fly machine, ideal for beginners. Pulleys or cables, which maintain constant tension throughout. Common mistakes: using too much weight. This forces you to shorten the movement or swing, which takes tension off the pectoral. Extending the elbows fully. This puts the load on the joints, not the muscle. Make the movement fast or bouncy. Here you need control, not speed. Do 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions, with strict technique and focusing on feeling the stretch and contraction. And to take advantage of their isolation effect, do them after a compound exercise, like the one below. Exercise 4. Flat bench press. The flat bench press is the king of chest exercises, and for good reason. It's the exercise that builds the most mass in the middle part of the pectoral and allows you to lift heavy weights, generating an excellent mechanical stimulus for hypertrophy. And yes, you've seen it in every gym, but not everyone does it well. Correct technique. Lie on a flat bench, feet flat on the floor. Retract your shoulder blades, i.e., pull your shoulder blades together. This creates a solid base, protects your shoulders and activates your chest better. Hold the bar with a grip slightly wider than shoulder width. Lower the bar in a controlled manner until it lightly touches your chest at nipple level. From there, push up until you almost extend your elbows, without locking them out. You can do it with barbell, ideal for moving more load. Dumbbells, give you more travel and core activation. Machine, perfect for isolation and control. Watch out for these mistakes. Excessive arching of the back. Many people do this to lift more weight, but it is dangerous for the lower back. Bouncing the bar on the chest, zero control, high risk and low stimulus. Inadequate grip. If it is too tight, you work the triceps more. If it's too open, you overload your shoulders. Find the middle ground where you feel the chest does most of the work. My advice: if your goal is strength, do 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps with heavy loads. If you're looking for hypertrophy, go for 3 or 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps, maintaining good form and control throughout. Remember that the flat press is excellent to start the session if you're going to work the middle part of the chest. And if you combine it with the openings afterwards, you'll have a lethal combo of load plus stretch, ideal for serious growth. And with that, we've got the middle pec completely covered. Now we come to the most underrated part of the chest, the lower pectoral. Yes, that muscular strip that connects the chest to the abdomen and gives it that clean, aesthetic and defined finish that separates a good physique from a spectacular one. Many ignore it. And of course, then the chest looks saggy or shapeless. But don't worry, because these 2 exercises I'm going to show you are all you need to make this area stand out as it should. Exercise 5. High pulley crossover. This exercise is a gem for working the lower pec. Unlike traditional presses, here the movement is downward, which puts all the focus on the lower area of the muscle. The key: the use of cables allows you to maintain constant tension throughout the entire stroke. This means the pec is working from start to finish, with no dead time. How to do it right? Stand between 2 high pulleys. One leg forward, as in a stride stance, for stability. Grab a handle with each hand, elbows slightly bent. From there, bring your arms down and to the center, as if you were hugging a large ball, but pointing toward your waist. The end point is when the hands cross or meet just in front of the navel or a little lower. The contraction here is brutal, and if you do it right, it feels like it burns. Key points: keep your chest up and your back straight. Avoid thrusting or rocking. The movement should be controlled and clean. During the eccentric phase, when you return to the starting position, let the muscle stretch completely to take advantage of the full range of motion. Typical mistakes: leaning too far forward, that activates the shoulders more than the chest. Not closing the movement properly at the end, without full contraction, you lose the major stimulus. Using too much weight and losing control, bad idea. Do 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. It's an exercise that responds well to high reps and intense pumping. And if you want even more tension, hold the contraction for an extra second at the end of each rep. I promise you'll feel it. Exercise 6. Pullover. And here comes one of the most underrated, the pullover. This exercise is unique. It is neither a press nor a fly. It's a pulling movement, but one that intensely works the lower chest, serratus anterior and even the latissimus dorsi. It's like a bridge between chest and back training, and a secret weapon to give your torso more depth and expansion. How is it done? Stand perpendicular to a flat bench, with only your upper back supported and your hips lower. Hold a dumbbell with both hands at the top, forming a diamond shape with your thumbs and forefingers. Start with your arms extended across your chest, elbows slightly bent. From there, bring the dumbbell back behind your head in an arc, stretching your chest and rib cage well. When you feel a good stretch, without pain, return to the starting point by contracting the pectoralis. The key here is in controlling the movement. It's not about swinging the weight like a pendulum, but guiding it with your pec and feeling every inch of the way. Pro tip: synchronize your breathing. Inhale deeply as you lower the weight, stretch phase. Exhale slowly and strongly as you come up, while contracting your chest. Common mistakes: letting the elbows go too wide. This takes work to the shoulders. Using too much weight limits the range of motion and creates tension in areas that shouldn't be working. Bringing the weight up too fast, you lose tension, and with that, results. Do 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions at the end of the chest workout. This is ideal when the muscles are already pre-fatigued and you can get all the juice out of the deep stretch it offers. And with that, we finish the 6 key exercises for a complete pectoral development. 2 for the upper, 2 for the core, and 2 for the bottom. But the most important thing is still missing. How do we organize them into an effective routine without overloading the muscle and maximizing results? I'll tell you about that now. The ideal is to leave at least 72 hours of rest between sessions. This allows the muscle to recover completely and be ready for a new stimulus. I propose a simple but very effective structure that you can apply from now on. Day 1, upper chest, middle chest and triceps. This day we will work the areas that provide more visual volume to the torso. Start with incline bench press, 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. Next, decline push-ups, 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. After that, open-ups, 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. And finally, flat bench presses, 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. If you have energy and time left, add 2 triceps exercises, for sets each. For example, parallel dips or triceps extensions in Pulley. This day 1 is designed to intensely activate the upper and core pecs, combining heavy exercises with isolation movements. Triceps work fits in perfectly because they have already been activated as secondary muscles during the presses. Day 2. Lower chest and complementary exercises. You can make this second day lighter or integrate it into another day of pushing, depending on how you have your weekly routine structured. The focus here is on sculpting and defining. Start with high pulley crossover, 3 or 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Then pullover, 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. If you want to add something else, you can include pulley openings or some specific triceps work or whatever muscle group you're working that day. This division allows you to work the pec in depth, without overloading it all in one session. Each portion gets the attention it needs, with plenty of time to recover and perform at its best. But it is not enough to repeat the same exercises week after week. To progress, you need to apply the principle of progressive overload. What does this mean? That every 2 to 3 weeks, you should slightly increase the weight you use, or add 1 or 2 more reps per set, or even decrease the rest time between sets. Any change that increases the challenge counts as overload. With these 6 well-executed movements, intelligently organized and applying a steady progression, you can achieve a strong, complete, and aesthetically pleasing pec. Remember that the key is not only what you do, but how you do it. Watch your technique, respect rest times, and listen to your body. Don't be afraid to adjust your routine from time to time to keep moving forward. And above all, be consistent. Progress in the gym is a game of patience and discipline. If you found this video useful, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here we share content based on science and real experience, so you get the most out of every workout. Thank you for watching this video to the end. See you in the next workout.